Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chung Charlie Pham, and for those who don't know who I am an e-commerce seven-figure, eight-figure seller. I've been selling on Amazon and Shopify and eBay, Etsy, all the channels for the last 13 years. I built my first business in 2009, made millions of dollars on that business, exited the business, and just sat on millions of dollars doing different type of projects. And one of those projects is investing with other e-commerce founders. Um, what I'm currently doing now is I'm also a mentor. I teach other people on how to build their e-commerce brand, start on Amazon, sell on Shopify, and so many other things. I also invest in real estate and new construction. I built $2 million houses, things like that. The topic I want to talk to you guys today about is how to build momentum in your business, in your life, in everything that you do. Now, what is momentum? Momentum, let me read the definition of momentum for you. Momentum is the strength or force gained by motion or series of event. And what that means is that something will give you energy to keep you moving forward, and it builds up. And as the more it builds up, the quicker it gets. So, for example, like let's say you never gone to the gym before, and then suddenly you start committing to going to the gym, and then the more you do it, the better you feel, and the stronger you got, and so you go to the gym even more, and so that's building momentum. Same way as going to school. At first, it might be like, man, like, am I really getting this? Like, I used to take physics, and at first, I really didn't get the hang of it. I'm not like the typical Asians who is good at math, but I tried, and the first few weeks, I did not understand what the heck was going on, and then slowly as time progressed, I've gotten better at it. I understood more, and then everything just kind of clicked, and I was like, aha, I understand. So the same way as you guys going to school, learning math, learning science, learning how to solve problems, the more you do it, the you reach a point where you build momentum in it because you've gotten good at it, and there's a feedback loop. And so what end up happening is that you get better at it, and then it accelerates. So why is this important? Why is momentum important? The reason why momentum is important is because that's what's going to push you forward. That's what's going to keep you going. Now, for example, so let's talk about what creates momentum. So this is just my opinion, and I believe it to be true because, so for example, you have motivation. You need motivation first. So motivation is like a mental energy to get you started doing something. And for me, like a lot of my motivation stem from, let's say, proving the world wrong, proving my parents wrong, just because I'm Asian. A lot of Asian guys and gals probably resonate with that, especially in the Asian household where, we have high expectations from our parents, our loved ones, and as we grow up, we tend to, want to prove them wrong in some ways, some form. And my motivation essentially was I want to be the best. I want to prove my parents wrong. I want to prove myself wrong. That was kind of the fuel that drove me, and it's still somewhat the fuel that drives me today, which is I want to prove myself wrong. I want to give it my all and do my best. And so you need motivation, whatever it may be. Maybe you're angry, you're tired, you're frustrated of living this life that you have. You're tired of your work, and that's the motivation that boosts you out of the spot that you're in and get you started and starting your own business. But whatever that motivational energy comes from, which is mental energy that gets you to do things. Um, Sometimes you don't take action at all. It's a mental energy that wants you to take action, that gives you the power to take action, but sometimes you don't take action. So you have this motivation. What do you do next? Well, you have to have some wins. When you start something, you have motivation already. You started it. But because you need these small wins to validate um, the work that you've been putting in, and that two combination will create momentum. It's like a feedback loop, a circle. Just imagine a circle, and there's momentum, there's many wins or milestones, and then there's motivation. And within that, let me draw it out real quick. And within that, Within that, it creates a feedback loop. So if you have milestones, if you're motivated, you completed a few tasks. Now you feel even more motivated because that task represents that you're moving forward. And humans, we like we like the idea of accomplishments or progress, and that's essentially what this is. Momentum is a sign of progress, and so if you don't have progress, you're gonna feel demotivated, and it causes you to stop wanting to do the work. Let's see, milestone, and then momentum. It's essentially my 3M of success. So I mean, I don't know. It's a crappy drawing, but you got motivation, milestone, and momentum equals momentum. And so as you're working in your business, so for me, how I break this down when I'm starting a new business or I'm going to the gym, I'm motivated. I see a picture of this dude with a six pack, and I want that. I'm motivated now. I say, I'm going to get that. That's what I want right now. And let's say a six pack gets you girls, a six pack means you get more attention, making more money gets you more attention, makes you feel confident, whatever it may be your motivation is. It doesn't matter. You just need that motivation. And so I want that six pack. I'm gonna go to the gym real hard. I'm gonna go hard at it. But there's no way for me to track my progress unless I put it down on paper, put it on an Excel spreadsheet sheet, and say, okay, I need to lose X amount of weight. So let's say I'm at 180 right now and I need to lose 10 pounds for my six pack to show. Well, that 10-pound is the goal that I need. But within that small period of 180 to 170 pound, there's 10-pound gap. Within that gap, you put in your little milestones. 5 pounds, maybe a pound every week, or 2 pounds every week, whatever it may be. That's your milestone. And every time you hit that 2 pound off, you you have a mini win. So you have to celebrate the little milestones of wins that you accomplish, and that will get you back motivated. And you can also focus on weight training. If you're weight training, let's say if you're just starting off and you feel weak and you're like, why am I doing this? Why am I at the gym? And I'm saying go to the gym. That shit is healthy for you, okay? If you're not hitting the gym, you're not getting strong. Something's wrong. If you're not doing nothing with your life, you need to start learning how to do hard shit. So go to the gym. Um, but you can use weights as a way to increase your milestone wins. So you can track that every week. Let's say this week you're at 110 pound in lift. Next week you're at 115. The week after it's 120. Eventually you have hit a plateau, and then by that time you have a new advanced strategy to level up your wins. And you have to track. If you don't track, you do not see progress. And when you don't see progress, people get demotivated. That's why it's so hard for people to go to the gym and lose weight, or go to the gym and stay committed, because they don't see the results right away. And when you don't see results right away, you feel demotivated. The fire get burned out. Just think of milestones and wins that you celebrate in your life as little pieces of scrap wood that feeds the fire inside your heart. And that's what you need. You need something that keeps you motivated and burning. And when you're burning and you're motivated and you have little wins, you get momentum, and now the engine is just moving. And how in business is the same way. Like, you don't have to say I need to hit $1 million a month. That's crazy. Nobody's gonna hit $1 million a month in the first 90 days. That's impossible. Unless you have something crazy, like unless you have some crazy cancer medicine that solves, or some crazy medicine that solves the world problem, then you're not gonna be making $1 million a month. And for that to happen, I mean, must be a miracle. I'll congratulate you too. but but for business, let's start off with like focusing on your first sale, focusing on getting the first client, focusing on getting the listing up on Amazon, first focusing on small little wins like getting a supplier to send you that sample, getting that inventory into Amazon warehouse, getting your campaign up to run ads, working with the first influencers, doing the influencer marketing campaigns. There's so many little things in business that requires attention, but we neglect that this is effort and work that we put in. This is our energy that we put in because we're motivated. So that's why this is happening. We we were doing nothing before because we're motivated. We made something happen, and we should celebrate the action that we took, which is the win, which is like starting our business, getting the listing up, making our first sale. And then as you gradually go through the process of starting your business and getting the business going, you're building that momentum, your milestones start getting bigger. Like, oh, now I'm just gonna start hitting $1,000 in revenue a month, then 5,000, then 20,000, then 50,000, then 100,000. Then one day you be at $1 million in revenue. I never knew. So for example, for me, I was never, I guess I was never aware of how much money I was making until the day I sat down. I was like, wow, can't believe I made this much. What I was focusing on was just progress. For me, I wasn't focusing on the money. I was focusing on getting things done. So, expansion for me was like, oh, I need to open and get into a new market. I need to launch a new product. I need to sell more. I didn't care about how much money we actually made and kept in the bank. I just focused on selling more, printing out more orders. The more orders I got, that's all I care about. Sending it to more influencers, like, so for you, it could be your milestone could be like, this week, I'm going to get 5 influencers to look at my product and put a review up online. And so that milestone, that small wins that you celebrate, you review and you celebrate, like, man, I did a good job. That's good. Next week, I'm going to increase this milestone to something else. Maybe like instead of 5 influencers, I'm going to focus on 10 influencers. And so as time progresses, you build that momentum. Momentum then creates more motivation. More motivation equals more milestone. And it's important. You got to keep tracking. You don't track your progress, you won't know if you made progress. And so that's why it's so important to focus on building momentum in a business, because the momentum is really what's going to create that effect that, you know, it's a cycle, it's a flywheel that will give you that motivation to continue to do the work. Because, business is not easy. Business is hard. It's lonely sometimes. And sometimes, when we start a business, we have people around us always negative, telling us that we're not going to make it. And sometimes it's true if we allow them to do that to us. But we got to start believing in ourselves, track our progress, because human beings like to see progress. I promise you, we all like seeing progress. The ones who don't see progress are the ones that are sitting at home. They're a bunch of losers and they're depressed. If you're not a loser, if you're not depressed, or if you want to stop being depressed, go out and do something. And I promise you, you're not going to be depressed anymore. As long as we take one foot forward every single day, life will be better. All right. So hope you guys enjoyed this small tip today that I put up. And if you guys like the channel, please subscribe and share. And I'll be putting up more videos on a weekly basis. And so, you guys leave any comments below. If you have any questions, reach out to me or just put it in the comments. Talk to you guys later. Peace.